Coming up on ATV News.
Because they've deprived me for a month. No, because it's like real food.
We'll show you how long these customers are willing to wait to get their Chick-fil-A fill.
I thought it was an actual animal.
We'll show you how robots could become man's best friend.
He just kept saying, I'm just gonna die right here, all by myself.
We'll show you why one veteran's welcome home from the hospital was a surprise to him.
If you like a sure bet in sports, I'll show you two teams and a famous golfer that could cost you a lot of money.
The leaves have gone away, the skies turned gray. Find how much rain we're getting this week in weather.
All of that and more, this is ATV News.
One day at a time. When I wake up in the mornings after a test, I'm looking for test results and waiting for a trainer to tell me who can still play ball.
Things have gone from bad to worse for the Aggie football this season, and now because of rising COVID-19 cases on the team, the Mountain West Conference canceled tomorrow's game against Wyoming. More on that in sports. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Nathaniel Gillis.
And I'm Sarah Murphy. The number of positive COVID-19 tests are rising at record rates here in Utah. In the state of Utah, there were 22,308 new cases, leaving an estimated 53,106 active cases and just under 162,028 total cases. In Cache County, there have been 837 new cases with 1,556 active cases and 6,235 total cases. Here at USU, there were 396 new cases with 501 active cases and 1,666 total cases recorded.
With new COVID guidelines, funerals are looking a little different.
Farron has moved on.
Funeral attenders are required to wear masks and social distance when at a graveside service. Speakers have the option to remove masks to be clearly heard. While some attendees didn't wear masks, Allen Hall Mortuary says they highly encourage it, but respect the different ways people work through grief.
It's really hard to see family members that want to have a big viewing, a big funeral, but they can't because of the restrictions. We've seen some that I've met with families where they've just broke down in tears.
Directors say their top priority is to console the grieving. Allen Hall Mortuary also gives the option to record funerals for those who cannot attend.
COVID testing continues at the TSC Ballroom before Thanksgiving break. I looked at what the process is like and why USU wants students tested. With gloves on, gowns fastened, masks secured, and lots of hand sanitizer. These USU staff, students, and volunteers meet to first be trained and then to do the training themselves.
This testing is really part of a larger effort within the state to stop the current surge.
For both students and workers, the testing process is simple.
So we take a barcode from them that they've gotten through the check-in process, and I hand it to my partner, and she attaches it to a test kit. And then I instruct the student how to use the nasal swab to be able to collect the sample. After they've done that, I take the sample, put it into the test kit, close it up, hand it back to my partner. She labels it appropriately, and then it goes off to be read. For the student, it's only about a couple minutes tops.
It was fast and it wasn't painful at all. You hear people say like, oh, they're poking out your brain. I didn't have to stick it up that far.
Healthcare officials say that COVID-19 has a ripple effect. This rock represents a COVID-19 positive USU student who doesn't know they're carrying the virus. Just like a rock being dropped in water, a COVID-19 positive student's impact could spread like a ripple in water to surrounding areas. That's why USU officials want students to get tested before they go home for Thanksgiving so that they don't spread this ripple effect to their family and friends back home. Even after a 5-hour shift, volunteers weren't complaining.
It's fun. It feels really good to be able to help students know what their status is related to COVID, and then to be able to go home and be able to protect their families.
Your last chance to get your results before the break are tomorrow and Friday.
A Saratoga Springs neighborhood turned out in droves for a veteran coming home from intensive care. Eric Price talked to the neighborhood about why they didn't know if the veteran was coming home and it wasn't because of an injury from war.
Are you almost here?
The anticipation.
Everybody's going to be here, Eli. It's literally the whole neighborhood.
For who?
My grandpa.
For their favorite guy. Craig Eby's friends and family welcome him home from the hospital.
But Eby wasn't just coming home from an injury. It was something almost as concerning as Vietnam.
We weren't going to let COVID take him.
With hope from the community, the 75-year-old with pre-existing conditions beat COVID-19.
He said he was going to die.
That's what a doctor told her husband, Eby, a Purple Heart Vietnam War veteran.
We were told several times that he wouldn't make it home, that we should prepare ourselves, that he's not going to make it out of this, and so we just kept praying, and he's finally coming home.
The sirens of police cars and fire trucks fill the neighborhood, escorting Eby to his home. Since his return was on the week of Veterans Day, he told his daughter,
I know I probably should get a parade.
They're on their way.
After over an hour of waiting, Eby finally arrives.
Oh, you guys are wonderful, all of you.
But his absence
It's hard.
took a toll on his family.
And it was hard not seeing him.
Greeted with cheers and claps, Eby's family was grateful for his return. But a few weeks ago, this reality may not have been in the cards.
He just kept saying, I'm just going to die right here all by myself.
His wife, emotional, says,
You guys have no idea because we were just like trying to figure out what we were going to do, and now you see him.
We've all been praying for him so hard.
I think the number one thing is they have to be able to have human contact. Even if it's just one person, just let one person be in there with them, I think makes a world of difference.
Truly a wonderful day.
Eric Price, ATV News.
Eby's daughter, Cooper, says the parade was a surprise to her father and that he was grateful for the support from the community.
How did you celebrate Veterans Day? USU's ROTC put some miles on their boots to show their appreciation. Shoes click as cadets march around flags on the quad. The annual POWMIA Vigil took place last week to honor in Veterans Day. The event lasted for a full 24 hours. Many flags were planted in the grass in honor of the fallen. For some cadets, this is a way to pay respects to those who served our country.
Part of the promise that we make to our brethren and sisters in arms is that whether they live or they die, we're going to do our best to bring them home. And so this is, to me, this is a way that we can show our thanks for those who, for whatever reason, were lost and we're still trying to bring them home.
Cadet Wade says that he encourages the public to come out every year and remember the sacrifice others have made. The College of Education and Human Services Dean Beth Foley announced that she will be stepping down on December 31st. Foley helped get the college ranked #1 in the state and 29th in the nation. Foley started her tenure as dean of the college 10 years ago. She'll be returning to the Department of Communicative Disorders and Deaf Education this upcoming January.
There was a plane crash in Newton Sunday afternoon, and everyone involved walked away uninjured. Newton Fire says the plane went down because of an engine malfunction, leaving damage to the propeller. Officials say the passengers could just walk right off.
If you've walked around campus, you've probably noticed the construction, which could be slowing you down while you navigate across the university. Jonathan May joins us live to give an update on the progress of these sites.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm inside the Biology and Natural Resources building in front of this mosaic mural that was tiled in 1962. This iconic piece of art survived a $23 million restoration project to update offices, classrooms, and laboratories. And as we can see over here, this new atrium was expanded to alleviate foot traffic and give students more space for studying. The state of Utah donated $20 million and private donors donated $3 million. This project was one of many located around campus.
The new parking terrace located across from Richards Hall has seen significant progress since last spring, with cars now parking inside. Some work is still being done on the outside. This is the site where a new housing facility will replace the previous Valley View Tower that was built in 1966. Utah State proposed to take down the resident hall back in 2017. Under this red crane and across Legacy Field is the site of the new 800 block student living. 800 block is now leasing for spring 2021.
USU Vice President of Business and Finance, Dave Coley, says one of the long-term plans at Utah State is to build numerous parking structures to accommodate the growth here on campus. Reporting live from the Biology and Natural Resources Building, Jonathan May, ATV News. Back to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Jonathan. And Nathaniel, I actually just a few days ago drove through the brand new parking structure. It has 4 stories and it seems pretty nice.
That's so nice. I am rather hesitant to pay for parking here on campus, to be honest with you. And coming up.
I couldn't imagine life without Chick-Fil-A.
The line was long at Chick-Fil-A, but people might be lining up for a new restaurant soon.
And climate science specialist Lydia Holsinger will tell us if the warmth is here to stay. The current temperature is 62 degrees. Good job, good job.
Welcome back. You might have seen the long line at Chick-fil-A, and most customers say it's worth the wait.
Want me to add anything to that?
No, I'm all right.
All right, perfect. Have a good one.
Okay, thanks, you too.
Customers are still lining up a week after the reopening of Cache Valley's Chick-fil-A. Photographer Sam and I joined the line to find out how long it would take to get food. It took about 10 minutes to turn off the road towards Chick-fil-A. About 22 minutes to order.
How are you guys doing?
Sam and I waited another 10 minutes after ordering, making our wait time 32 minutes until we had food in hand. And loyal customers say it's worth the wait.
Holy Hannah, why is it not? Because they've deprived me for a month. No, because it's like real food.
Because I don't have to cook it, and they have Chick-fil-A sauce.
Honestly, it's the lemonade. The lemonade is so good. I don't know what it is. It's just like, yeah, chef's kiss.
I missed it for these months that it's been closed, and I haven't wanted to drive far, and I love it.
Oh my gosh, I've missed this so much. This is my place. I go twice a day. Twice a day. I'm not even kidding with you.
As you can see behind me, even the lunch line is busy here at Chick-fil-A. And soon, Loganites will have a new restaurant to look forward to. Here at the Shell location on 4th North and Main, the lot is empty.
So good.
But soon, Loganites can look forward to this. In-N-Out Burger is coming to Logan after months of proposing to Logan City. Logan City's senior planner says it's something to look forward to.
It's a good thing for the valley and for the city of Logan. It's one more reason for folks to come to Logan and get something to eat.
Holly says people have expressed concern for the traffic it could cause, but assures everyone In-N-Out has planned it out. Holly says building permits and construction are the only things left to do and believes In-N-Out to be open by next summer. And now over to Lydia for the weather.
This is ATV weather, and I'm Lydia Holsinger. So taking a look at the jet stream map, we can see that the surface front has moved over Logan, and we will expect the upper level front to come through later tonight. We have a lot of zonal flow, meaning it's a lot of west to east movement, giving us a lot of boring weather for most of the country. Looking at the national radar, looking at the national radar, like I said, not a lot happening. The East Coast is pretty dry, warm, and with the exception of the Northwest, we're getting some precipitation. You can see a little disturbance over northern Utah, which is giving us this rain. And if we take a look at the state radar, we can see that this is where we're getting a lot of our precipitation from. It was a lot warmer than we expected before the cold front, which gave us a lot more rain than we were thinking or planning for, but that's a good thing. And on to our 7-day forecast. So today is a lot warmer and a lot windier than what we've had mostly this week. Starting tomorrow, we will also have some precipitation with a chance of some snow flurries. Tomorrow and Friday, we will have highs in the 44 and 41 and the lows in the 24 and 19 range. As we move past the weekend and into next week, we are in the low 40s as the high and 20s and 16 for the lows. On Thursday of next week for Thanksgiving, we are going to have some dry weather, so hopefully good driving conditions. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Lydia. It's important to maintain a healthy habit, but do you know that healthy habits can be rewarded? Ting Yu Chang shows you how one app relates to your life.
Life hobbies are closely related to our health, such as diet choice or exercise habit.
You might be used to self-managed life, but with this app, Plyo, it can give you more motivation on maintaining a healthy life habit.
It's an exercise app called POWMIA that rewards students who are active in the gym, and app developer says it has already had an impact on USU even through other universities, and are trying to get the word out on campus.
Sure, probably just to encourage students to have a healthier lifestyle.
Like it's incentive to go work out, and it's incentive to get healthy. And yeah, everyone loves benefits, and us college students love free things, so.
Well, I think that, I guess it's in the best interest of everything, that and everyone involved, because even though I'm not particularly active, I know that it is healthier to exercise, and it can improve mood, reduce stress, and help studying. So it'll help the students, and I'm sure that the college, it could, if they receive information, statistics from it, it could help them learn about how to adjust the ARC or the policy.
If you are interested in getting rewards while practicing healthy and safety habits, check out our Facebook for the link to the app.
And coming up,
robots and projects like this that advance the state of the AI.
We'll show you how the USU Robotics Lab is using artificial intelligence to make robots smarter.
We got to be better. We got to be better. We got to be better coaches. We got to coach this a little bit cleaner. I thought there were some positives there.
USU football dismissed starting quarterback Jason Shelley from the team Sunday. Who will lead the team the rest of the season? Lisa Feinstein will show you in sports.
I tried Oxy at a couple of parties. I thought I had it under control. I didn't know it'd be this. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Cooper's a winner, man. He's a competitor. And so that's one of the main reasons why we recruited Cooper in the first place.
True freshman Cooper Legaw out of Orem High School was going to start at quarterback tomorrow in Laramie, but now that game is canceled. What will the team look like next week against New Mexico? Welcome to ATV Sports, I'm Lisa Feinstein. Starting quarterback Jason Shelley is no longer part of the Utah State football team. A statement from the football team says Utah State interim head coach Frank Maile announced junior quarterback Jason Shelley has been dismissed from the team for a violation of team rules. Maile says he won't comment on this matter moving forward. Now, when it rains, it pours for USU football. The most recent storm for the Aggies was Shelley no longer playing for the team. He started all 4 of the Aggies games this season and logged 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The week before, USU let go of head coach Gary Anderson, who was only 3 weeks into his second season with the Aggies. Next, COVID-19 has taken a toll on the athletes as well as the staff. Several athletes have missed games this season because of the virus. In this last game alone, Utah State was missing its second-string quarterback Andrew Peasley, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Bodie Reeder, and the co-defensive coordinator and secondary coach Stacy Collins. This morning, the Mountain West announced that tomorrow's game against Wyoming is canceled because of COVID-19 cases found in the USU program. And last, the team hasn't been safe from injuries. USU is tight-lipped when it comes to non-season ending injuries, and with COVID-19 in the mix, it's even harder to know why a player isn't playing. But in a press conference this week, interim head coach Frank Maile confirmed that starting free safety Troy Leffridge recently had surgery to an injury and is out for the year. And with all of this adversity, Frank Maile is focused on keeping his team locked in mentally.
The thing I learned as a young parent, man, and I got 4 kids now, is, kids panic when the parents panic. So if my kid falls off the bike, and I panic and I start, babying him, then he's going to think there's a problem.
There were no fans in the stands for a cold Saturday afternoon game against Fresno State when all of the Aggies' problems came to the surface. In the end, the Aggies gave up 541 yards to the Bulldogs compared to only 343 yards themselves, the highest number of yards they've had all year. Even with the improvements on offense, this game ended with a Fresno State victory, 35-16. This is the first time the Aggies have started a season 0-4 since 2007, when they started out 0-10. Skyview looking to advance to its second straight 4A state title game, facing Ridgeline in the semifinals. The chilly day saw Skyview dominate the Riverhawks, going up 14-0 on this 41-yard touchdown reception by Trey Nyman. Isaac Larson catching the 11-yard touchdown from quarterback Kason Carlson here. Look at that catch, puts the Bobcats up 21-0. Skyview finished the game with 2 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns for a 28-0 victory, advancing to their second straight title game this Saturday against Pineview at Dixie State University. Less than a month into last season, head women's basketball coach Jerry Finkbeiner stepped down as coach for what the university said was a non-life-threatening health condition. Since then, USU hired Kayla Ard as the new head coach of the women's basketball team. This will be Coach Ard's first time as a head coach, and she has been working to implement a new style of play for the team.
So it's going to be a very different look. The past coach, they were more of a, they run a lot of sets and they played at a slower pace and more of a defensive team, so they want to hold people low. I'm an offensive-minded coach.
Last year, the Aggies went 28-23, following a 7 in the prior. Our final win was this 81-79 upset victory in the first round of the Mountain West tournament, when the number 11 ranked Aggies beat number 6 ranked San Diego State. The Mountain West announced its plans for a men's and women's basketball conference season. And grab your popcorn because it'll be made entirely up of double features. Teams will meet at one school and play 2 games against each other. Back within a few days, the Mountain West says that this will minimize travel and players' potential exposure to COVID-19. USU men's team will have home games against San Jose State, San Diego State, Colorado State, Wyoming, and Nevada. The women's team will have home games against Air Force, New Mexico, UNLV, Fresno State, and Boise State. The university has not yet announced whether fans will be allowed to attend the games in person. The NBA draft is tonight, and one former Aggie spent months getting ready.
I mean, this is essentially your future, and keeps being pushed back, but I've tried to use it as an opportunity to get better and try and get in the right place and try and get my game in the right place.
Merrill is the second all-time scorer for USU. He's had 8 months to prepare for this draft, when in a normal year, players would have 2 to 3 months after the college season to prepare. Draft projections don't have him getting picked, but that could change tonight. Now, where there's sports, there's betting. A quick lesson on over-under. It's a wager in which a sports book will predict a score for a given game, and the amount they expect the team to win by is the spread. Bettors choose over or under, and depending on what you bet this weekend, it may have been a stressful one for you. Starting with the NFL, the Cleveland Browns were favored by 4 over the Houston Texans. Up by 3 with just over a minute left, all Nick Chubb has to do is get the first down so the Browns can run out the clock. Chubb turned the corner and was ready to take it to the house and cover the spread, but stepped out at the 1. The Browns took a knee, finishing the game, not covering the spread. Next, the Buffalo Bills went up by 4 over the Arizona Cardinals with 34 seconds left. Cardinals go for the win, throwing a Hail Mary to DeAndre Hopkins, catching it with 2 seconds left. All the Cardinals have to do to cover the 2.5-point spread is kick the extra point, but they take a knee, ending the game, not covering the spread. Then at the Masters, Tiger Woods made one lucky bettor's day when he hit the ball into the water 3 times on one hole Sunday. The bettor put down $1 betting Woods would shoot a 10 on any hole during the Masters, and he cashed out the 150-to-1 bet when Tiger shot a 10 on the par 3 12th hole. Now you're all caught up on sports this week. Back to you, Sarah.
Thanks, Lisa. And about 15,000 women attend USU, but not when the school first started. Ting Yu Chang takes you to an exhibit that shows the first women to get things started.
Why are they holding it? Probably to learn about women more and appreciate them more, especially with our history of lack of women's rights and things like that.
These aren't just any women in these pictures. These are pioneers. Sarah Young was the first woman to vote. Martha Cannon was the first woman to elect state senator, and on it goes.
Yes, we definitely have different rights than women had back then. We've gotten a lot more rights given to us in the time.
You may be used to seeing exhibit in the Australian area of the Maria Library, but this one is near a special collection. You have to go down and out of your way to see it.
Women have had a lot of accomplishments this year, and it's good to recognize those and make people aware, and it also helps inspire people on college campuses. It's just an important topic to know about, especially in today's society, because some things about it can be pretty controversial.
It's called 130 Years of Aggie Women, and it shows women pioneer in different fields and their influence on the community.
130 years ago, definitely had different rights than men's, and I definitely think we've come a long way, but like I said, I definitely think we've made a lot of improvements, but there is still room to grow, because still think there are some inequalities, just like wage gap and different things like that, that definitely need to be improved if we want to give everyone the same type of opportunities.
The exhibition is open till November 23rd. For more information, check out our Facebook page.
Artificial intelligence has found its way to USU through a robot dog. Sam Walker met with the robotics lab here at USU to see what they are doing to make the robot smarter.
Members of the robotics lab are trying to implement artificial intelligence Spot, robotic dog.
The AI in this case, its job is to take understanding of the robot that it has already and be able to take into account new environment information.
Dr. Harper says the AI in Spot is still in the younger stages and it has more to learn.
That's when the human has to come in and make the hard choices. Here we are.
Humans can drive the robot using a controller, but their goal in the robotics lab is for the robot to be able to respond to uncertainty.
Whenever you have people come into the equation, you suddenly explode in uncertainty and complexity.
Dr. Harper says artificial intelligence needs to be able to face new environments and react without a human telling it what to do.
The crucial key, perhaps, is that decision making has to be triggered by itself.
Spot and robots like it have the potential to do a lot of good, but people get a lot of different impressions when they run into them.
Well, it just looks like a dog from my nightmares. It's moving so creepy, but kind of lifelike.
And some people like